Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sawyer Center here in Bethany, Oklahoma. Southern Nazarene basketball is on the air. This afternoon, the Crimson Storm kick off the home slate of their 2021 season, coming off a dominating performance on the road Thursday night at Northwestern Oklahoma State. They take on the East Central Tigers today up the road from Ada. Hi, everyone. Luke McConnell, Ben Bumpus with you on the call here this afternoon from high above the court at the Sawyer Center. Excited to be here. Very excited to bring you Crimson Storm basketball again with COVID. No fans in the stands today. It will be an odd atmosphere indeed here at the Sawyer Center, but still very excited to bring you along for the ride. We've got full coverage for you here on the SNU Athletics YouTube channel, as well as on Crossover Radio Sports, your home for SNU basketball, home and away all season long. We'd like to thank our sponsors for today's game, Crossover Radio Sports and Tinker Federal Credit Union. TFCU is the largest credit union in Oklahoma. Transfer and save your high-rate credit cards to the all-new TFC Visa Platinum card you can trust. Stop by their location right across the street from SNU at 6750 Northwest 39th Expressway in Bethany. Thank you, Tinker Federal Credit Union, for your support of SNU Athletics. And Ben, an exciting transitional year for the Crimson Storm this season as we see a whole new crew of go-to guys. Jonathan Dunn, Micah Spate no longer with the program, having graduated a season ago. Also losing Ashton Charles to transfer, Brady Mulkey and Ty Williams also to graduation. It's a new bunch, but an exciting bunch that fits together really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's exciting to see the new guys step up in any way possible, see who fits where and what schemes go well. I think we have a lot of opportunities with our scoring gone and Micah and Jay Dunn to see who kind of steps up and fill those roles.
East Central comes into this afternoon's game 0-1 this year. They lost a game on Thursday night, 99-87 at home against Southwestern Oklahoma State. A high-scoring affair, but 21 turnovers for the Tigers against that pressure Bulldogs defense spelled doom for East Central, as well as a 14 of 26 showing at the charity stripe. 27 fouls for the Tigers as well, as they gave up 28 of 38 free throws to the Bulldogs. And Ben, a new head coach for East Central, and certainly a very familiar name around these parts, as Chris Crutchfield takes over after being an assistant coach at Arkansas a season ago, and prior to that, of course, 8 seasons as an assistant coach at the University of Oklahoma. He's coached a lot of big names, been in a lot of big games, and this is certainly a big name to come into the Great American Conference.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to play against East Central. It's not the same team we've known, same players, a lot of them, but with a new coach, you never know what we're going to get thrown at. So I think it'll be good kind of going into this game early on in the season, not to just kind of get our players out there and see what we have, but also see what East Central has for games down the road.
Southern Nazarene coming into today's game off a big 67-46 win at Northwestern Oklahoma State on Thursday night. SNU dominated in the paint to the tune of 42-16, 26 of those coming after halftime as the Crimson Storm shot 56% from the field. They were just 5 of 21 from three-point range and a less than stellar 10 of 18 from the foul line. So certainly room for improvement for the Crimson Storm offensively, but defensively, SNU was a menace, 27.3% field goal shooting for the Rangers, as well as 17 turnovers. And Carlin Kenner, a career-high 4 steals on Thursday night. And Ben, again, that defense has always been kind of a hallmark of the Crimson Storm basketball program, and it will be even more so this year as they look for that go-to scoring option.
Yeah, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Defense is the way to go. It's what we've excelled at the last few years. It's what Bo Hotch knows, what he schemes well, and I think we just got to stick to it. It would be nice, I agree, to bolster that offense and kind of surround the defense better, though.
And Ben, as we look at this bunch, it's a healthy mix of veterans. You've got the D1 transfers, Adokie Aye and Xavier Bryant joining the fold this season from UTSA and Sam Houston State, respectively. But you've also got returners, Manny Dixon, Mike Bauer, Mo Wilson, Carlin Kenner, Nick Davis. They're younger guys and have only been in the program, 1, maybe 2 years in the case of Mo Wilson's case. But they are guys that have played at this stage and understand what's required of them. And they played a lot last year. Those were guys that, all of them started at points throughout the year consistently. So it's not a raw bunch and an inexperienced bunch.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who kind of steps up and takes on those leadership roles like we've alluded to with Micah and Jada and Gon. We have a lot of guys, like you said, have only been here a year or two. So it'll be interesting to see who kind of steps up, take those roles. Basketball is a team sport, and it'll be interesting to see.
East Central a season ago, 17-12, 11-11 in the Great American Conference. Of course, Chris Crutchfield, now the head coach at Northeastern State, moving on from last year's team. And East Central started the year hot last year, 12-2, 6-2 in conference play as they came out of the gates firing, including an 81-80 win over the Crimson Storm in Ada back in the previous November. But lost 7 of 8 to close, including the quarterfinal loss to Oklahoma Baptist in the Great American Conference Championships in Bartlesville. They had 6 overtime games a season ago, 1 triple overtime against Arkansas Monticello, and a double overtime game as well as 4 other overtime games. It was a team that was tested a lot and was very close to being much better than that 17-12 mark and 11-11 in conference play. Of course, the biggest loss for East Central, Cameron Talley, one of the conference's all-time leading scorers, just an incredible player. So they're certainly looking to replace scoring options as well on that side of the basketball.
Yeah, but can't let that record last year fool us. This East Central team is a very good basketball program, and like you said, they've got a new coach breathing new life into them. So it's not something we can take for granted. We need to go out there and play our best basketball and be on our best behavior.
We'll go ahead and step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, we will hear from SNU head coach Adam Bohach and get you all prepped up and ready to go for this afternoon's contest. This is SNU Basketball on Crossover Radio Sports and the SNU Video Network. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Luke McConnell, Ben Bumpus here with you in the Crow's Nest at the Sawyer Center. We talked to head coach Adam Bohach earlier this week, getting his thoughts on the season opener. We're talking with SNU head coach Adam Bohach, discussing this afternoon's game against East Central, the home opener for the Crimson Storm for the 2021 season. And Adam, a fantastic win on the road against Northwestern on Thursday night. Strong defensive performance from your guys and a great offensive half in the second half as well.
Yeah, there were bright spots, I thought, Luke, on both sides of the ball, during different stretches of that game. The challenge is to string more of those together offensively and defensively for, longer stretches of the game.
Individually, didn't ask you about it on Thursday, but Carlin Kenner had a terrific defensive performance, a career-high 4 steals, guarding a dynamic guard in Dion Barrett for the Rangers. Can you assess his performance and what you're expecting from him as he steps into a bigger role this season?
Yeah, Carlin guarded, the other team's good players last year a bunch for us as well. So it's something he has some experience doing. But I think you're correct, Luke, and I agree. He played really hard. Carlin did Thursday night. And, I thought tried to make it as difficult as possible on the Barrett kid, who is a good player.
Seems Manny Dixon has really started to come into his own offensively. 22 points in the exhibition win against USAO, and then 19 points on a crisp 8 of 10 shooting on Thursday. How big is it to see him really taking advantage of the opportunity to be a scorer for this bunch?
Yeah, I think more than anything, he's been in the right spots. And the ball's moved, and then he's done a tremendous job of finishing plays, whether that's at the basket. He had a few of those the other day, or, catch and shoot threes. And he can certainly do those things well. But he's also a really good cutter, and he understands what we're trying to get accomplished, offensively and defensively. And so he's becoming more comfortable with that, and excited to see him get off to a good start.
We're getting to know the newcomers on this bunch, especially the trio of Adoke Aye, Xavier Bryant, and Maxi Gierschik. Can you kind of walk us through those 3 guys, what attracted you as a staff to bring those guys in, and what each of those bring to the table for this team?
Yeah, well, Adoke is from here in Oklahoma City, played at Putnam City North, and was a wonderful player in high school, won a state championship. And so, we were very familiar with him, and so excited to have him back in the city and to be in the program. We had recruited Xavier a little bit out of high school down in the DFW area. And again, we're a little bit familiar with him. He had signed early his senior year as well. So there's a little bit of background with both of those. And then Maxi came to us by way of one of our former players, Milorad Damjanic, who was from Serbia. Contacted us about Maxi. So there was a little bit of history and a little bit of background on how all of them got here.
Coach, you're facing a East Central bunch with a new head coach in Chris Crutchfield, a lot of experience as an assistant coach at the D1 level. Do you think that speaks a lot to the quality of play in the Great American Conference and the quality of teams there that a school in the Great American Conference is able to bring in a guy like Chris Crutchfield?
Yeah, Coach has been in Oklahoma, a long time. And, I think getting the chance to coach both his boys, and, what a neat opportunity for him. And as a dad, I can only imagine what that must be like. So, I'm sure, that's pretty neat. But just got to see a little bit of them on film. They've played an exhibition game that we were able to watch, as well as their game against SWASU, and you can tell they know what they're doing and know what they want to do, and so it'll be a big challenge for us here today.
And what exactly are the Tigers going to be looking to do against you guys this afternoon?
Yeah, they have a really experienced backcourt, Luke. Jaron Jackson has been part of good teams there, and Tyler Arnold. Certainly those guys have played a bunch of minutes, and then have a 5-man, who's a problem down there and has made a bunch of baskets this year, big and strong, knows how to play. And then Coach Crutchfield's son can really shoot it and stretches you and is a shot maker and can do some different things. And then they have some other pieces coming off the bench that really complement all those guys well. And so it'll be a challenge, defensively to try to slow them down a little bit.
And then what specific things are you looking for from your bunch to kind of combat the strengths that the Tigers present?
Yeah, we'll need to get back and get our defense set and try to guard them with all five of us, and do it without fouling and, try to get guys to take shots maybe that they're not in rhythm and then try to rebound the first one. And then we'll need to be good on offense. We need to continue to get better offensively. And I think we will as we just continue to kind of find ourselves and who we're going to be this year on the offensive side of the ball.
Adam, thank you very much for your time and best of luck this afternoon against East Central.
Awesome. Thanks, Luke.
Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Starting lineups being introduced for both teams as we speak. We'll go through those for you real quick here. First up for the East Central Tigers, coached by first-year head coach Chris Crutchfield. First up, number 0, junior guard Jaron Jackson, an Oklahoma City native, averaged 10.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists a season ago. Number 3, Romello Wilbert, a transfer from Paris Junior College. He's a junior from the Woodlands, Texas. Number 5, junior guard Jalen Crutchfield, a Norman, Oklahoma native and Coach Crutchfield's son, a transfer from Stetson University. Number 12, junior guard Tyler Arnold from Pryor, Oklahoma, 12 points per game a season ago. And in the middle, number 24, senior forward Josh Apple, a native of London, England, 4.5 points, 6 rebounds a season ago. For your Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm, first up, number 0, junior guard Adokie Aye, transfer from UTSA. Had 13 points on Thursday against Northwestern. Number 5, redshirt junior Manny Dixon had 19 points against Northwestern. He's a Trenton, New Jersey native. Number 10, sophomore forward Mike Bauer from Rotterdam, Netherlands. Had 4 points, 8 rebounds against the Rangers on Thursday. Number 11, junior forward Morris Wilson, Northwest Classen high school product, averaging 7.5 points, 5.5 rebounds a season ago, and 6.6 rebounds against Northwestern on Thursday. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 13, sophomore guard Carlin Kenner, 3 points, 2 rebounds a season ago, a career-high 4 steals on Thursday night against Northwestern. We're all set to go here at the Sawyer Center. Again, no fans in the stands, but we are happy to bring you the full action of this one. Morris Wilson and Josh Apple set to jump center circle. Thanks for joining us here on the SNU Athletics YouTube channel and on Crossover Radio Sports. The tip is controlled by Jaron Jackson, and it'll be East Central with first possession. Moving left to right across your radio screen. Crutchfield with it. Entry pass into Apple. Banging down low with Bauer. Nice double team from Mo Wilson. Looking for the foul call. He missed the shot, and Bauer clears for the Crimson Storm. Wilson will handle the basketball into the front court, and they weave in front of the left wing. Now up top, Bauer. Moving to the left wing, hands off to Aye. Guarded by Arnold. Now Dixon. Wilbert gets the assignment there. Cut off on the baseline. Back left wing, Wilson. 8 on the shot clock. Wilson crosses over on Crutchfield. In low. Tried to get the shot and was blocked by Crutchfield, and Apple clears for the Tigers. Arnold quickly into the front court. Leaves it for Wilbert all the way to the basket. Layup is good, and the Tigers draw first blood. Very efficient offensive performance for the Tigers on Thursday. 87 points on 54.5% shooting. But the 21 turnovers spelled doom for East Central. Bauer with it. Hands off Aye left wing. Drives baseline on Arnold, who cuts it off. Back up top, Bauer. In the corner, Aye. He'll try baseline again. Run over Arnold, and that's an offensive foul on Adokie Aye.
Got to limit those offensive fouls. They're going to be the doom at the end of the game. You know, every possession is a chance to start a run. Basketball's a game of runs, and we can't afford to give those up.
So first foul on Adokie Aye. Had a few foul issues on Thursday against the Rangers before finishing with 13 points. Crutchfield with it. Hands to Wilbert on the left wing. Up top to Jaron Jackson, the Putnam City West graduate. Now Crutchfield, quick trigger for three over Dixon is short, and Carlin Kinner clears. He'll hand to Wilson, and Wilson will jog across the timeline. Wilson behind the Bauer pick at the foul line, kick corner IA. Now back to Wilson at the right wing. He's got Apple on him. Wilson pounding the dribble, trying to hit Dixon on the cut. The pass was deflected by Apple and stolen by Wilbert, but Wilson steals it right back. Pivots into the lane, and we've got a traveling call is going to be called from out top on Wilson. Looked like the correct call as he shuffled the pivot foot.
Limiting turnovers is going to be a huge key to this game. We got to control that ball.
2 turnovers in the early going for the Crimson Storm. 2-0. Tigers lead, 2 minutes gone by first half. Wilbert in front of the SNU bench. He's got Wilson on him. Top of the key, Apple, and he traveled with it. So 2 turnovers either way now for this game. And SNU still looking for the first points of the game. 17:49 to go first half. Wilson will rocket across the midcourt logo. They'll weave on the NCAA logo by the ECU bench. IA behind the Bauer pick. Double team comes. IA's cut off nicely there. Wilson out to Bauer. Bauer thought about it, crosses over, drives on Apple all the way to the bucket. Just missed the tip. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up, missed it again. Rebound tipped out by Wilbert and tracked down in the corner by Arnold. Jackson with it quickly up ahead. Wilbert in the corner. They'll send it back up top to Jackson. Carlin Kinner drawing the defensive assignment against the dynamic Jackson. Apple sends it in the corner to Wilbert, 13 on the shot clock. Wilbert spins away from Wilson. Wild shot, no good, as he went to the deck. Bauer clears, and Wilson is running with it. Bounce pass over to Manny Dixon, who is blocked by Jackson, and he gets it to go, and the foul. Jackson thought he got all ball, but the official disagreed.
Tough finish there. That's what you like to see.
Manny Dixon aggressive offensively early in the season. He was 8 of 10 from the field on Thursday night at Northwestern, and also had 22 points in the exhibition win on Tuesday against USAO.
You know, with SNU getting 42 points in the paint the other night, that'll be something that's nice to see again tonight.
Dixon missed the free throw. He missed his only free throw attempt on Thursday as well after an 88% showing a season ago. So 2-2 our scores, 16:47 to go here in the first half. Jackson working on Kinner, who bumps him off his spot. He sends it in the corner to Wilbert. Now Crutchfield with it, left wing. Behind the Apple pick. Now back to Wilbert, left wing, looking to enter into Apple. 5 on the shot clock. Crutchfield is going to be bumped and fouled by Manny Dixon, who was looking for the hook call. First foul on Manny Dixon, second team foul on the Crimson Storm, and a fresh 20 for the Tigers with 16:30 to go in the first half. Off the bench is Matt Garriga, the junior guard from Wiley, Texas. Knocked down 51 three-pointers a season ago. Did not play in the first game between the two last year and didn't score in the matchup here in January. Apple on the baseline, checked by Bauer. He'll start the slow, steady back down. And a touch foul in the back is going to be called on Mike Bauer. A little arm bar to the back of Josh Apple. Didn't look like much was there. So already 3 fouls on the Crimson Storm in the first 3.5 minutes. The SNU team not very deep here. Only played 7 guys on Thursday before mop-up duty. Arnold around the screen. Layup is good. Nice job by Josh Apple, freeing up Tyler Arnold for the easy deuce. So 4-2 East Central with the lead. 16:05 to go here in the first half. Carlin Kinner between the circles now gives it back to Wilson. Wilson holding. Now gets it in the corner. IA pulls the trigger for 3, and he knocks it down. Arnold went over the top of the screen, and IA made him pay.
It's nice to see those go in, especially after going 5 for 21 from 3 the other night.
Apple on the baseline. Bauer swiping at it. Hands out this time. Apple runs around him and finishes with the left hand. Bauer looking for a hook call there as well. Official not buying it, and we're tied at 5. Excuse me, that should be 6-5. Dixon, floater in the lane, just off the mark, and Jackson clears. Jackson driving down the lane all the way to the bucket. Left-hand layup is good. Too easy for Jaron Jackson, who was able to get a step on Carlin Kinner.
Jaron
the
Jackson
Tigers
is smooth with the basketball. We got to find a way to contain him.
The Tigers lead 8-5. 5 minutes gone by. Wilson drives to the bucket. Overshot the cutting Bauer. IA there for three, and it rattles around the basket and falls. Second three-pointer of the game for Adokie IA, and we're tied at 8. Nick Davis at the scores table, set to check in next dead ball. Josh Crutchfield underneath, cut off, but he found some space and was able to put it in. Excuse me, that's Jalen Crutchfield. Tigers lead 10-8. Tigers now 5 of 8 from the field to start this one. Bauer on the left wing. Now Wilson, now right wing Manny Dixon. He's got Garriga on him. Thought about the three, instead drives right by him. He's cut off in the lane, and a foul going to be called, and he goes down hard. Slow to get up as Manny Dixon. That'll take us to our first timeout on the court. 14-18 to go here in the first half. It's 10-8 East Central. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. 14-18 to go first half. East Central leading 10-8. Manny Dixon seems to be all right after taking a hard fall on that foul. And he'll head to the line for 2 free throws. Matt Garriga picking up his first foul. And Ben, East Central, a little bit of an easy going offensively thus far. 5 of 8 from the field.
Yeah, well, we got to find a way to stop him in the paint. You know, it's one thing to be physical and another thing to give up too many fouls. So if we can find a balance between those two things, I think we'll be in good business.
First one's up and in for Dixon. Transferred in from St. Peter's a season ago. Also holds the assist record at his high school there in Trenton at Notre Dame High School. Missed the second one, though. It's 10-9. That pass deflected out of bounds.
Dixon not happy with the call there of East Central ball still.
We've got a bit of a clock issue here as we get this reset. (10-9) East Central with the lead. We've got 14:03 to go here in the first half.
It'll be interesting to see if we can bolster the paint defense a little bit more with a little more height in the game with Nick Davis. We'll see how that goes.
Jonathan Baruti also into the game for East Central, and he and Nick Davis in the post. Bethany's own Brennan Burns also in, wearing number 11 for the Tigers. Arnold driving baseline on Kinner, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Carlin Kinner, not getting his feet over quite quick enough. Excuse me, first foul on Carlin Kinner, already the 4th team foul for the Crimson Storm. Arnold cut off on the baseline, now gives it back up to Burns. Now Arnold insures it down to Baruti. Banging with Davis. Tried to spin baseline, cut off. Crutchfield, three-pointer from the corner is up and in.
It's a tough shot.
13-9, the Tigers lead. SNU a little disjointed here early. Kenner holding left wing now between the circles. IA. Crossover on Burns. Hands it back to Kenner. Working on Tyler Arnold. Now back up top, Mo Wilson. Hands to Dixon. Back to Wilson. Low pass. He's able to get it. 4 on the shot clock. Wilson's going to have to hurry. Fires up a deep three-pointer. It's a bank shot. It's no good, but IA tracks down the long rebound. He'll fire up a three-pointer. That's no good. A little bit of a rush shot there. And Burns coming the other way with it. All the way to the basket. He's bumped and fouled. We'll see who they give this call on. It's going to be on Carlin Kenner. That's going to be his second. So 7 minutes gone by. We've got a bit of foul issues for the Crimson Storm. 5 team fouls now for SNU, and Xavier Bryant will check in for the sophomore.
It would be nice to see control the basketball a little bit better. We've been a little sloppy here early.
Entry pass comes into Crutchfield. Now Garriga up top. Entry pass to Baruti. Spins on Davis. Left-hand hook shot dies on the back of the rim and falls in. So the Tigers now lead by 6 at 15-9, 12:40 to go before halftime.
We got to try and control the paint here.
Bryant into the front court, checked by Burns. Between the leg dribble. Using the screen from Nick Davis. Diving down the lane, lost the basketball, and Baruti comes up with it.
Got to limit those turnovers.
Arnold into the front court, lost the handoff, and it was deflected out of bounds by SNU. Josh Crutchfield into the game. He'll check in for brother Jalen. With 12:19 to go before halftime. SNU just 3 of 8 from the field, 4 turnovers thus far, and 5 fouls on the Crimson Storm. Arnold cutting to the basket, spins home the layup.
Wow.
And a beautiful inbound play there from the Tigers.
That's just good basketball right there.
Bryant bumped by Burns, no call as he crosses half court. Gives it up to Wilson between the circles. Now IA with it. SNU needing offense to come from somewhere. Bryant with it. Right wing. Penetrates all the way to the bucket. Left-hand layup does not spin home. A lot of contact underneath. Arnold coming back for the Tigers. Crosses over on IA. Drives baseline. Spins in. Lost it. Now gives it back to Burns for a three-pointer. It's off the mark. No good. Baruti with the offensive rebound. Adam Bohach wanted to travel on Arnold. Baruti pump fakes on Davis and puts it up and in with the right-hand hook. And a timeout going to be called by SNU. East Central fired up on the far side of the court. We'll take timeout too. 11:32 to go here in the first half. 19-9, the Crimson Storm in a hole early. We'll be back after this. This is SNU basketball.
You're good, bro. Don't worry about it.
Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. 11:32 to go before halftime. 19-9, East Central with the lead and in firm control of this game thus far. Crimson Storm, 5 fouls this point and 2 on Carlin Kenner. He's on the bench with those 2 personal fouls. SNU just unable to get things going on the offensive end thus far. And the Crimson Storm in dire need of some offense. Just 3 of 9 from the field and those 4 turnovers, Ben.
Yeah, and the last thing we want to do is give up free points. So we got to control the ball, stop fouling them as much as we can.
SNU with the basketball, moving right to left as we get back to action. Bryant being ridden by Burns up into the front court. Gives it to IA between the circles. Jakeem Akers into the game for the first time, and IA is called for traveling as he switched pivot foots on himself.
Turnovers really haunting us here early. We got to turn that around.
Burns will bring it in the front court. Hands to Wilbert in front of the SNU bench. IA checking him. Burns drops it into Baruti. Finds the cutting Wilbert, and he's able to lay it in for 2. Not only is East Central getting whatever they want, it's all coming at the rim. 18-2 points in the paint thus far for the Tigers. Bryant, now IA with it. Gives it to Wilson at the left elbow. Hands to Bryant, top of the key, penetrating. Wilson straight away for 3. That's short, but it banks off the backboard and in. Fortuitous bounce there for Wilson, and that stops the bleeding for the Crimson Storm.
See if we can get something going here. Put points on the board, keep it going.
SNU in a 2-3 zone on this possession. Akers with it left wing. Now Crutchfield back to Akers. Wilbert, top of the key. Fires it down low. Akers lost it, got it back, and scored.
Tough finish. Tough finish.
23-12, East Central with the lead. 10-10 to go before halftime. Bryant got Burns to fly by, finds Davis on the baseline, and he laid it in. Excellent piece of offensive work by Xavier Bryant, and the easy deuce for Nick Davis.
Looks like we're finding a rhythm here. Got to keep it going.
Akers up top. SNU staying in that 2-3 zone. Nick Davis manning the middle. Pass nearly stolen by IA, but Burns has it on the NCAA logo. Back to Akers. Akers not a shooter. He drives in, got his feet caught in the air, and turned it over. Wilson with the steal. Coming the other way. Dixon in the corner. IA run off the line by Baruti. Cross-court skip past Bryant. Nice closeout by Wilbert. Now Burns shoots the passing gap with the steal. Dixon is back. Burns gets around him and lays it in for 2.
That's just the last thing you want when you're finding a rhythm, is to give the ball right back to him.
Bryant will work it up against some pressure from Burns. Apple, Jackson, and Crutchfield at the scorer's table set to check in for the Tigers. Backdoor cut for IA. Led him too much, did Wilson. And that goes out of bounds. 7th turnover for the Crimson Storm here in the first half.
Bit of an errant pass there from Wilson, but that's something you'll see improve as the season goes on. These guys don't have much time together at this point, so timing, court spacing, all that stuff will improve as the season continues.
So on the court for the Tigers, both Crutchfields, Josh Apple, Romello Wilbert, and Jaron Jackson. Wilbert between the circles. Now gives it to Jalen. Runs away, and he's short on the 3-point attempt as the defender backed off there. SNU coming back. Mike Bauer set to check in next dead ball. Bryant right wing with it. Trying to penetrate. Cut off nicely there. Wilson behind the back dribble. Frees himself of Crutchfield. Off the glass. Too strong, but he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Foul's going to be on Josh Crutchfield. It's going to be his first.
Love getting to the line any chance we get. Hopefully we can do a little better than 10 from 18 like we did last night. Or the 2 nights ago.
Third team foul on the Tigers. Mo Wilson short on the first free throw. Just 2 of 6 at the line on Thursday. 51% from the line a season ago. Bryant checks out. Mike Bauer into the game. Garriga back in for, Tyler Arnold back in for the Tigers. As Josh Crutchfield takes a seat. Wilson got the second one to go off the back iron. So SNU with a big lineup out here right now.
Yeah, putting Bauer in the game, got a lot of height in the game. Hopefully we can start kind of taking advantage of that post offense a little bit.
Crutchfield gets inside, blocked by Wilson. Good contact there by Nick Davis as well. Wilson drives right by Wilbert. Now pass is deflected out of bounds by Jackson. East Central thought it went off IA, did not. 8:16 to go before halftime. 10-point lead for the Tigers, 25-15. Swinging around the perimeter, Dixon pulls the trigger for three. It's off the iron, no good. Bauer tried to tip it. Wilbert saved it inbounds. And here comes East Central. Wilbert diving to the basket, shovels it over to Apple, and it was knocked out of his hands by Wilson. Wilson didn't think so. And that's going to take us to a stoppage in play. 7:59 to go before halftime. 25-15, East Central with the lead. We'll be back after this. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. 7:59 to go before halftime. SNU trailing 25-15. Been a rough start for the Crimson Storm, particularly on the defensive end. East Central able to get inside consistently in this one.
Gotta find a way to stop him in the paint.
Matt Garriga's back in for the Tigers as well here out of the timeout. SNU stays with that big lineup and stays in that 2-3 zone. Entry pass to Apple, working on Nick Davis, spins away from him. Double team comes. Tried to work his way underneath and to no avail. Missed the shot. And SNU back the other way with it. Wilson behind the Bauer pick. Now has Crutchfield matched up on him. Now IA on the left wing behind the Davis pick. IA working against Jackson, trying to create space. Gets inside, forces it up. It's long off the back iron. Foul is going to go on Jaron Jackson. And 2 free throws coming for the junior transfer from UTSA, Adokie IA. 6 points thus far in this one. 2 for 2 from the field and 2 3-pointers. IA's first one is up and good. And one more coming for the transfer. Shot 66.7% a season ago. Burns will check in for Jackson. That was foul number 2 for the junior. And Manny Dixon will get his first breather as Carlin Kinner's back in with those 2 personal fouls. IA goes 2 for 2 at the line. The lead is 8 for East Central. The biggest discrepancy here, again, 22-4. The Tigers leading in points in the paint. Arnold on the M of Storm at midcourt. Now in the corner, Crutchfield, wide open 3-pointer is short. Fortunate miss there. Wilson has the rebound. Coming the other way with it, pounding the high dribble. Thought about the 3, instead kick corner. Kinner drives baseline, floater over Apple's too strong. Crutchfield tips the rebound to Burns. Bounce pass up ahead to Tyler Arnold, all the way to the bucket, and Wilson got him with the body from behind, prevented the layup. That'll be a foul on Mo Wilson. That'll be his first. and the 6th team foul on the Crimson Storm. So Tyler Arnold to the line for free throws. He was an 85.7% shooter a season ago.
SNU really getting in a lot of foul trouble here early. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Bohach is willing to, how deep he's willing to go on the bench to kind of bolster against that foul trouble.
Arnold's first free throw is short and out, no good. One more coming for the junior from Pryor. Had 24 points and 5 rebounds against SWASU on Thursday. Also had 5 turnovers. Arnold goes 2 for 2. And the lead back to 9 for East Central. Wilson, double team comes from Garriga, and a foul is going to be called on Crutchfield. Got in a little bit too aggressive, had him trapped completely, didn't need to get a little handsy. That'll be the first foul on Jalen Crutchfield. And the 5th team foul on the Tigers. Bauer inbounds to IA in the backcourt. And he'll bring it across against Arnold. 6:37 to go, first half, 26-17, Tigers with the lead. SNU struggling with turnovers and fouls. IA drives, floater in the lane. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Adokie IA as Tyler Arnold stepped over and took the charge. That'll be the second on Doak. And Manny Dixon quickly back off the bench.
You know, you just hate to give up opportunities like that. Driving to the basket, hoping to get some paint offense going, and you give the ball right back to him.
Apple checks out for the Tigers, so you've got Burns, Arnold, Jalen Crutchfield, Baruti, and Matt Garriga out there for the Tigers. Kenner, Bauer, Davis, Wilson, and Dixon for SNU, which stays in that 2-3 zone. Burns' foul line jumper is short, and it rolls off the rim, no good. Strong rebound there by Bauer with Baruti on his back. Gives it up to Kenner, who gives it over to Wilson. He'll pound the dribble on the East Central side. Working baseline. Kick out Davis. Now up top Kenner. So they swing it around the perimeter. Dixon drive in. Garriga swiping at it. Gives it to Bauer, who has it ripped away by Crutchfield. And Garriga picks it up. And he kept his dribble alive as he brings it into the front court. Let's get past Arnold. Now Burns. Thought about the three. Gives it back to Crutchfield. Now Arnold. Now right wing Garriga. He'll try a deep three-pointer and rattle it in. Matt Garriga, 37 three-pointers over the last 11 games last season. Averaged 3.5 over that stretch. 12-point lead for East Central now. Ties their biggest of the game. Dixon at the foul line, cut off. Now Wilson, right wing, trying to answer that short. And Garriga snatches that carom. Burns. Over to Garriga, pass deflected. Wilson saves it in bounds, and Dixon snatches it down. What a great effort there from Mo Wilson on the deflected pass.
Great hustle play there by Wilson. Hopefully that can get something going.
4:50 to go, first half. Dixon, fly by. Got Baruti in the air, forced it up, no good. Bauer is there for the offensive rebound. He's blocked from behind by Crutchfield. Cross-court skip past Burns all the way to the basket, and he lays it in for 2 over Wilson. And the lead grows to 14. SNU getting some decent looks, but Tigers doing a great job of playing great defense without fouling. Wilson will walk it across half court, down 31-17, 4:20 to go before halftime. In the corner, Kenner, quick trigger for 3. Short. Davis tips it up, no good. Rebound fought for, and Garriga has it. Quick outlet to Burns. Leaves it for Crutchfield. He'll drive baseline, shut off, and an offensive foul called on Jalen Crutchfield. That'll be his second personal foul with 4:06 to go before halftime.
Neither team's playing particularly well in the foul game here so far early. Only problem is SNU has not been able to take advantage of it yet, whereas East Central has.
Garriga checks out. Sando Hill into the game for the first time, the redshirt freshman from Stratford, Oklahoma. Xavier Bryant also checking in. And the official apparently just told Sando Hill he couldn't have a long sleeve shirt on underneath his jersey, which that's interesting. Not sure what that is all about, but either way, back to action here. Bryant working up against Burns as Nick Davis will take a seat. SNU trailing by 14, under 4 minutes to go. Next dead ball will bring our last time out of the half. Dixon in the corner, now gives it to Wilson. Wilson guarded by Jakeem Akers, who checked in for Crutchfield. Dixon found himself wide open, looked like he got smacked in the face there. And a loose ball foul is going to be called. It's going to go on Dixon, working for that loose ball. That'll be his second, and that'll take us to our final stoppage of the first half. 3:40 to go before halftime. 31-17, East Central with the lead. We'll be back after this. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Luke McConnell, Ben Bumpus here with you. Today's game sponsored by Crossover Radio Sports and Tinker Federal Credit Union. Thank you, Tinker Federal Credit Union, for your support of SNU Athletics. 3:40 to go before halftime. It's 31-17 East Central, and Jakeem Akers at the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity after that last foul on Manny Dixon, his second. Akers knocks down the first free throw, just 58% a season ago. He was 1 for 5 at the foul line on Thursday. Second one is up and more to the average as it rattles in and out. Bryant will bring it up against Burns. Double team comes from Hill. They get it quickly over to Dixon. Now Bryant will reset over on the right wing. Now Bauer with it, gives it back to Bryant, curling around, trying to go inside. He cut off and called for steps.
Giving up the ball a lot here early. That's been what's plaguing us so far in this game. We've got to find a way to control the pace and control the ball.
Seems the officials are being quite legalistic on the minimal foot dragging of the pivot foot. Didn't look like there was much there. Arnold with it. SNU stays in that 2-3 zone with Bryant and Kenner up top. Wilson, Dixon, and Bauer down low. Baruti out top. Not a threat there, and it's poked away by Wilson. Bryant, lead pass ahead to Kenner. He'll go all the way in and lay it in for two.
Tough
Defense
finish
turning to offense there. Burns will walk it across the half court. 2:40 to play. 13-point lead for the Tigers at 32-19. SNU 6 of 18 from the field in this half. Akers in deep. Blocked by Bauer, and he grabs the rebound. Excellent defense there by Mike Bauer individually. Bryant working between the legs. Gets inside. Cut off. Finds Dixon on the cut. Has it ripped away by Burns, and Hill coming the other way. Quickly into the front court. Leaves it for Burns. Three-pointer left wing on the way is good. Brennan Burns, an impressive freshman, not scared of the moment here this afternoon in his hometown of Bethany. Pass up ahead to Dixon, breaks the press. Wilson nearly traveled with it. Bryant will try a deep three to answer. It's no good. Rebound fought for, tipped away by Baruti, and Arnold comes up with it. Under 2 minutes to play first half, 35-19. SNU trailing East Central. The Tigers have dominated this one so far, mainly by 24-6 points in the paint. Akers spins, tried to hand it to Baruti, almost handed it to Wilson, and it goes out of bounds off of Akers. Oh no, they said it went out of bounds off Kenner.
Some calls just not going our way here early. That really looked like it went off Akers there, but it's the way it goes sometimes.
And I believe a technical foul was just called. Technical foul was just called on Jakeem Akers. Official talking to Chris Crutchfield about what he did. I'm not sure what he did. Must have said something that was just loud enough to be heard, but not sure there. So Dixon at the line for 2 technical free throws. First one's up and good.
We'll take free points any way they want to give them to us.
Indeed. Second one's pure as well. It'll stay East Central basketball with 9 on the shot clock, 1:35 on the half clock. Josh Crutchfield back into the game for Akers, who will have a quick word with his head coach, Chris Crutchfield. Arnold and Burns, little 2-man game. Dump it down to Apple on the baseline. Good close, 3 on the clock. Arnold has to force up a 3-pointer. That's nothing but air, and that's going to be a shot clock violation.
Credit to the SNU defense there for just disrupting the basketball and getting them a little confused and causing the shot clock.
So SNU, an opportunity here to cut into the lead, down by 14 at 35-21. 1:15 to go before halftime. Dixon, guarded by Hill with him in his hip pocket. It's ripped away by Apple. Bauer finds it on the baseline, and a travel is going to be called by the official on the far side as Bauer was in amongst a lot of hands there. Very active defensively are the Tigers today. Slapping at the ball any chance they get. 11 first half turnovers for the Crimson Storm. Just for comparison's sake, they had 10 the entire game against Northwestern and averaged 11 for the season last year. Wilbert back in for Hill. He has it up top, gives it to Arnold. Arnold dumps it down low to Apple. Got a nice screen, but saved by Dixon off of Apple. Now it's ripped away, and Kenner has it. And then an offensive foul is going to be called on Carlin Kenner as he pivoted and took out Wilbert in the face. SNU bench wanting a violation of the circle of the cylinder there. And it looks like we're going to get a review of this one for a potential flagrant situation. We'll keep it here, Ben, as the Crimson Storm, it seems like every time any small momentum is being generated, it comes up empty with a turnover or an easy bucket for the Tigers.
Yeah, we've got to find a way to settle down. Seems like we're just out of rhythm every time we get the ball, and that's leading to just giving it right back to them. East Central has gotten a lot of points off turnovers here, and we've got to find a way to stop the bleeding there.
So this will be Carlin Kenner's 3rd foul either way. We'll see if there's any flagrant attached to it. Given the fact that Wilbert got knocked in the face, would not surprise me if they upgraded this to a flagrant.
Well, catching an elbow to the face sure is never fun.
SNU bench was asking for a violation of the cylinder there. It's that invisible cylinder around the offensive player. The officials continue to discuss it at the monitor. Both teams huddling on their respective ends. Coming up at halftime, we'll give you full stats and analysis from the first half, and we'll take a look around the conference. Again, we'll be giving you updates from the women's game, as this game has been moved up a time slot due to the Crimson Storm women being in contact tracing protocols this week. Also, Monday's game here against Oklahoma Baptist will be just the men as well. The women will kick off their season on Thursday against Southwestern Oklahoma State. That game's scheduled for 5:30. So, but Monday's game against Oklahoma Baptist for the men will be 5:30 as well, moving up that time slot. So we'll give you updates on the women's scores from around the conference, as well as update you on the rest of the conference so far. So I think they are going to upgrade this to a flagrant on Carlin Kenner. And we'll get you full clarification if that is an additional foul for him. But Jalen Crutchfield at the line for 2 free throws with 49 seconds to go before halftime.
Sure is a lot of physical basketball being played here early, namely by East Central University. They came out hot, ready to play basketball, and they are not shying away from the physical aspects of it.
Yeah, Thursday was certainly a wild game. Again, 99-87. The score between the Tigers and the Bulldogs down in Ada. Plenty of offense both ways, but the Tigers just too many turnovers, much like we're seeing here today. SNU with 13 here in the first half. Tigers with 9 themselves, so it's been plenty of opportunity here for the Crimson Storm to take advantage, just unable to do so. As East Central leading the points off turnovers 12-4 themselves.
And SNU was able to get 17 points off of turnovers the other day against Northwestern Oklahoma State. So you just got to wonder where that is today and what's going on here and why we haven't been able to settle down and take advantage of the turnovers they're giving us.
Officials continue to discuss here. I think they might be discussing who is able to shoot this. I can't recall myself if Crutchfield was in the game when the play occurred. So I think that might be part of it. As the official goes back to the monitor. It might be he's doing a quick review to see if Crutchfield was in fact in the game at this point. And again, we'll get clarification if that's an additional foul on Carlin Kenner, which would make it 4 on the sophomore and really put SNU in a bind. Karsten Berg with the warm-up off over there on the SNU bench. Yeah, and it looks like they will bring Crutchfield back off the court.
Well, it is a long review process, it seems, but want to make sure we get everything right, make sure everything's playing the way it's supposed to be. So got to hand it to the refs there for making sure everything goes right.
And I believe since Wilbert is out and is unable to take the free throws himself, SNU coach Adam Bohach, or SNU, is able to select the free throw shooters themselves. And Adam Bohach selected Josh Apple, 54.5% a season ago. Always a little bit of gamesmanship when it comes to that situation. And some laughs between Apple and Bohach as Apple heads to the line. First one's up and pure.
Well, Apple making us eat their words there.
Left the second one short, so right on average.
54% indeed.
Making it 36-21. And East Central will maintain possession here with 49 seconds to go before halftime. And a 15-point lead.
Let's finish strong here.
Both Crutchfields in the game. Adokie Aye actually back in for Kenner as Berg stays on the bench. Entry pass for Crutchfield back out to his brother Jalen. Back to Josh Crutchfield. Skip pass Arnold, baseline Apple. 10 on the shot clock, finds the cutting Brennan Burns, and he got all the way through the zone defense for 2. And the biggest lead of the game for East Central at 17, 38-21. Wilson will hold for the final shot here on the midcourt logo.
See what we can get going here.
Tigers in his zone themselves. Bauer cut off at the foul line. Back out. Wilson, three-pointer on the way. That's good.
There it is.
And a big shot to close the half for SNU. Burns nearly canned the half-court heave at the buzzer, but that is how the first half will come to an end here in Bethany. Not a great half for the Crimson Storm as they trail East Central 38-24 at the break. We'll take time out and come back with full stats and analysis. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Halftime here in Bethany as East Central leads Southern Nazarene 38-24. Our score at the break. And this game brought to you by Crossover Radio Sports and Tinker Federal Credit Union, TFCU, the largest credit union in Oklahoma. Transfer and save your high-rate credit cards to the all-new TFC Visa Platinum card you can trust. Stop by their location right across the street from SNU at 6750 Northwest 39th Expressway in Bethany. Thank you, Tinker Federal Credit Union, for your support of SNU athletics. And Ben, not a great half for the Crimson Storm thus far. 14 turnovers, a lot of foul issues right now for the Crimson Storm, but the biggest thing right now for SNU, 26-6 points in the paint in that half for East Central.
Yeah, well, you can point out the fouls and the turnovers, which are a huge part, but bottom line is we just haven't been able to put the ball in the hoop. We have not been able to find the bottom of the net. We're only 7 for 20 from the field right now, 35%, whereas ECU's at 61% from the field. So we've just got to be able to find the bottom of the net. IA is the only one who seemed to get the offense going, so hopefully we can see the ball in his hands a little bit more in the second half.
Foul situation, 2 fouls each for Adokie, IA, and Manny Dixon. 3 fouls on Carlin Kenner as he picked up that third one on that flagrant one right at the end of the first half. 2 fouls for Jaron Jackson and Jalen Crutchfield for East Central as they have rolled a lot deeper in the first half, and SNU's lack of depth, a little bit of an issue when you've got that foul situation.
Yeah, and that's just one of those things that hopefully we'll see kind of go away throughout the season, that sloppy basketball, giving up too many fouls. Hopefully as time goes on, this new squad can kind of pull together, get used to each other, and give up less fouls and less timing and stuff like that.
Looking through the stat sheet here, 35% for SNU from the field, 4 of 8 from three-point range, 6 of 9 from the foul line. For East Central, again, like Ben mentioned, 61.5% from the field, 3 of 7 from three-point range, and just 3 of 6 from the foul line. The Tigers leading the rebounding battle 14-12, just 3 combined offensive rebounds in that first half. SNU, 14 turnovers, again, just 10 on Thursday night against Northwestern and just 11 per game a season ago. So that number about as high as you'll see it for an Adam Bohaj coached team. 10 turnovers for the Tigers, so the opportunities have been there for SNU, Ben, but they've just been unable to take advantage of those themselves. Just 4 points there off those 10 turnovers.
Yeah, just unable to capitalize. And, basketball is a game of runs. Limiting turnovers is going to be huge. Anytime we give up the possession, any possession can be either the start or the end of one. So we've got to be able to take care of the basketball and not throw away those opportunities and be able to take advantage of them when they come our way. And we haven't been able to do either of those things.
The bench also a problem for the Crimson Storm today. 24 points off the bench for the Tigers, led by Brennan Burns, who has a game-high 11 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Freshman from here in Bethany has not been afraid of the moment, whether it be making some nice cuts to the basket or just being a pest on the defensive end for the SNU ball handlers.
Yeah, we've got to find a way to be able to stop their stars from doing what they're doing. We've gotten lucky with Jaron Jackson kind of being in foul trouble, him out of the game. He's a good basketball player. We've got to be able to take advantage of the time he's not on the court.
Tigers also lead 9-6 in fast break points and 2-0 in second chance points. Individually for SNU, 8 points leading the way for Adokie IA. He's 2 for 2 from the field, both of those 3-pointers. Also 2 for 2 from the foul line. Does have 2 personal fouls. 7 points for Mo Wilson, 3 steals and 2 blocks. 5 points for Manny Dixon, just 1 of 4 from the field, and an uncharacteristic 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. Also 2 points each for Carlin Kenner and Nick Davis. Xavier Bryant and Mike Bauer with strong playing time in the first half, but neither of them able to score. Mike Bauer does have a game-high 7 rebounds and a team-high 3 assists. That's actually also a game-high. Again, for East Central, 11 points for Brennan Burns, 7 points for Jonathan Baruti off the bench, 3 points for Matt Garriga, 4 for Romello Wilbert, 3 points each for Josh Apple and Tyler Arnold, and 2 points each for Jalen Crutchfield and Jaron Jackson. Looking around the conference on the scores, again, these are all going to be women's scores with the time slot moved up today for SNU with the Crimson Storm women in quarantine contract tracing protocols. Third quarter action in Russellville. Henderson State leading 45-44 over Arkansas Tech. Ashley Farrar, 10 points for the Reddies on 4 of 4 shooting. Kaylee Shipman leading the way for Arkansas Tech with 10 points. Out in Weatherford, a huge early season matchup between Southwestern and Southeastern. It's the Bulldogs leading the way 40-31. Makira Tramble, 12 points. Already 4 3-pointers made, along with 9 rebounds. She is going to be quite the star in this conference, just a sophomore. And up in Alva, the Northwestern women getting their season underway. Bailey Brown, 13 points, 7 rebounds to lead the way. It is tied at 35 at halftime between those two squads. Bo Overton squad a tight loss to Southeastern on Thursday night out in Shawnee, but those two teams tied at 35 at the break. Ben, as we get set for the second half, what do you want to see from the Crimson Storm as they come out of the locker room?
Well, I just want us to settle down in our offense more than anything. We're playing at the pace of ECU right now. I mean, we are just running up and down the court. ECU is been able to do what they want and have their way. And we've just kind of been letting them do it. So hopefully we can kind of slow down a little bit, not just run at the rim every chance we get, and kind of get the offense going a little bit.
We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, the start of the second half here in Bethany. Again at halftime, 38-24, your score with East Central leading SNU. We'll be back after this. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Start of the second half between the Crimson Storm and the Tigers. Quick double team comes on Mo Wilson. Gives it over to Carlin Kenner. Starting lineups back on the court for both teams. Brendan Burns gets the start in the second half for the Tigers. Mike Bauer controls. Wilson up top now for SNU, knifing into the lane, backing down Wilbert, lost the basketball. Manny Dixon retrieves, puts it up, missed the shot, but he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. So strong start there for SNU, getting quickly to the line. Foul is on Romello Wilbert. That'll be his first foul, and the first team foul on the Tigers quickly out of the gates.
Shot didn't fall, but did a good job of getting to the rim and getting to the line.
Dixon's first free throw is good. Already free throw attempt number 6 for Manny Dixon. Coaching staff commending him for stepping up as a leader in that void left by Jonathan Dunn and Micah Spate a season ago. He knocks down both of them. He's now got 7 points and the lead down to 12. We'll see if the Crimson Storm can cut into this lead early. Crutchfield between the circles, gives it to Burns on the handoff. Kenner out there with his 3 fouls. And some sweet kicks, by the way. Man, look at those. Crutchfield kicks the ball. It goes out of bounds over to the Crimson Storm. Great defense there from Dixon.
I'm glad he's pulling those shoes off because I know I never could.
Those are pretty sweet. Over there on the far side. Big fan. But yes, I agree. Couldn't pull those off myself. Stick with my low-cut Kobe's. Aye, top the key. Bauer thought about it. Now he will pull the trigger on a 3 from the left wing. No good. And Burns has the rebound. Quickly back the other way. Gives it up to Crutchfield on the long lead pass. Trying to post up Apple. He does. Bauer's there on the baseline. Apple spinning baseline. Double team comes. Shoves it over to Wilbert. Nice defense from behind by Dixon. Bauer goes to the deck and gives it over to Wilson.
Good takeaway. That's what we need.
Burns pestering Wilson in the backcourt as he crosses half court. Bauer freezing with a screen. Wilson dives to the basket. Left-hand layup is good.
Tough finish.
Nice screen up top from Mike Bauer to free Wilson, and Wilson took it all the way to the basket. Man, it's good to see him healthy.
Good to see the ball go in the rim.
Crutchfield again looking to post up Apple. Working on Bauer. Nobody there. Apple, the slow, methodical back down. Spins, left it short. Bauer has the rebound, is tipped by Dixon, and a lead pass ahead for Aye. Crosses over on Burns. 2-on-1. Aye all the way to the bucket. Fouled by Crutchfield, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Great job of getting the ball in our hands and getting to the rim, drawing the foul, and an opportunity at 2 here.
Mike Bauer, just a sophomore, but long in tooth when it comes to basketball experience. Played on the under-18 Netherlands team a few years back, and his sister and dad both played on the Netherlands national team, so he's got a lot of basketball experience in his family, and he, one of the better defenders on this team, did an unbelievable job on Southeastern star Kevin Buckingham in Durant a season ago. Aye goes 1 for 2 at the line, and the lead is down to 9. Quick burst out of the gate for the Crimson Storm of 5 points.
Couldn't ask for a much better start here.
Burns up top, checked by Kenner, and he throws it into the bench, deflected by Kenner.
It's good deflection. Do whatever we can to interrupt their offense.
13 seconds on the shot clock, 17:54 on the game clock. Crutchfield holding between the circles, now gives it to Arnold, looking to post up Apple again. Crutchfield forces up the long 2 as the SNU bench. And that ball was tipped out of bounds, and Apple throws Carlin Kenner to the ground. Kenner not pleased with it, and they're going to give offsetting technical fouls.
Well, I don't agree with that at all.
Carlin Kenner just got tossed to the floor by Josh Apple, and the official, I believe, is going to give offsetting technical fouls here to Josh Apple and Carlin Kenner. That's going to be number 4 on Carlin Kenner. The first on Apple. Adam Bohach looking for an explanation. I understand both guys were probably tangled up, but one action is not like the other.
Oh, I agree there. It's a tough break for SNU, but we can't let that get in the way of this great start we've had in the second half.
So Xavier Bryant into the game for the Crimson Storm. Apple will check out as Baruti's back in. It's a fresh 20 on the clock for the Tigers. Inbounds comes to Arnold, working on Aye, gets around him. Left-hand layup is well to the left, no good, and Bryant clears it for SNU. Wilson between the legs on Arnold, dumps it to Bauer. Kick corner, Dixon three-pointer, it's long, and Arnold clears it for the Tigers. Lead pass ahead to Crutchfield. Hesitation, goes off glass, and puts it in for 2.
That was a tough finish right there.
Lead back to double digits at 11 for East Central, 17-10 to play. Aye with it on the left wing. Use the screen from Bauer, now up top Wilson. Behind the back dribble on Crutchfield. Lost the basketball, and Crutchfield takes it away from him. Looked like he might have rolled his ankle. Crutchfield all the way past IA, and he lays it in for 2. And a timeout called by Adam Bohach. And Mo Wilson will hobble to the bench. I think he rolled his ankle, and I think that's what had the issue. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take timeout two. 16:49 to play. 42-29. East Central with the lead. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. I'd like to thank today's sponsors for today's game. Tinker Federal Credit Union, TFCU, the largest credit union in Oklahoma. Transfer and save your high-rate credit cards to the all-new TFC Visa Platinum Card you can trust. Stop by their location right across the street from SNU at 6750 Northwest 39th Expressway in Bethany. Thank you, Tinker Federal Credit Union, for your support of SNU athletics. 16:49 to play, 42-29 East Central with the lead. SNU with a 5-0 burst out of the locker room to get it down to 9, but the Tigers have responded with a couple baskets by Jalen Crutchfield to push the lead back to 13. Mo Wilson stays in the game. Just a little bit tighter cinch on those sneakers after he rolled his ankle on that last possession. IA with it on the M of Storm, top of the key. Looking for Manny Dixon off the screen. It's not there. 12 on the shot clock. Wilson, elbow extended, hands to IA, top of the key. Looking to create. Wilson, now back to IA. Gets Arnold to fly by. Back up top, Wilson. Three-pointer at the shot clock buzzer is no good. And Bauer grabs the rebound, and a foul is going to be called on Jonathan Baruti. That's going to be, I believe, his second personal foul. I believe it is actually his first personal foul of the game.
I think SNU really likes the ball in the hands of Mo Wilson right here. He has really come out strong in this second half, and it's good to see him bounce back from kind of twisting that ankle there.
Already the fourth team foul on the Tigers. Bryant looking to trigger it in, sends it up top to IA. Bauer will penetrate on Baruti, galloping to the basket, and he lays it in with the left hand. Strong take from Mike Bauer, his first points of the afternoon.
Great finish there by Bauer.
42-31 our score, 16 minutes to play. SNU trying to come back. They trailed as many as 17 in the first half. Entry pass, Baruti has it poked away by Bryant. Baruti stepped on the sideline, tracking it down by the narrowest of margins.
Disruption there by Bryant, and that's what you like to see. Disrupt the offense, get him out of rhythm, and take advantage.
That'll take us to our under 16 timeout. 15:52 to go, 42-31. SNU trailing. We'll be back after this. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU with the basketball, but trailing by 11, 42-31, 15:50 to go here. Xavier Bryant controlling against Brennan Burns as he brings it across the midcourt stripe. Hands to Manny Dixon, and they weave up top with Mo Wilson. Bryant to Bauer, extended elbow. Now Bryant behind the back, trying to shake free of the pesky freshman Burns. Wilson looked like he shuffled his feet, got away with one there, and gets all the way to the basket with the left hand.
Great job getting between the defenders there.
Definitely looked like he might have gotten away with a bit of a travel there, but after the first half, I think they were owed one. Burns on the left wing, entry pass to Baruti, guarded by Bauer. He backs him down, pivots, and he puts an elbow in his face, and an offensive foul is going to be called on Jonathan Baruti as he put an elbow right in the larynx of Mike Bauer. Bauer down on the court, probably trying to breathe and get his breath here, and they will head to the scorer's table to review this one as they send both teams to their benches. Mo Wilson signaling to trainer Travis Veach that Bauer's okay. But yeah, that was an elbow right to the Adam's apple, and that is not a place you want to get hit.
Definitely not, but good on Bauer for getting up, taking the hit, and just being a strong guy, getting up and going at it again.
We'll see if they deem this a flagrant foul. That'll be the second foul on Baruti this afternoon. He's got 4 points off the bench. Part of a 21-point bench performance thus far for the Tigers. But we will see the result of this as two officials down there looking at it at the moment. They'll bring the third here in a second. And Ben, right out of the gate, SNU a lot more tight defensively, especially. Tigers just 2 of 5 from the field with 4 turnovers already here in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're just playing a lot better and more controlled basketball. We know what we're supposed to be doing. We want to get to our spots. We want to take advantage of their defense and their offense, and I think we're doing that.
Tigers certainly have the propensity to turn the ball over. Again, 14 turnovers today, no small thing, and 21 on Thursday against Southwestern. Of course, the Bulldogs do like to get after you a little bit in the press. SNU not as much in that vein, a lot more just tough man-to-man defense. They've been able to get after him here in the second half, and I believe we are going to get a flagrant foul on Baruti. And Mike Bauer will head to the line for 2 free throws, and SNU will keep possession afterward.
It's a good break for SNU there.
Bauer was 7 of 10 from the free throw line on Tuesday afternoon in the exhibition win over USAO, just 50% a season ago from the charity stripe. That will go down as the 5th team foul on the Tigers, so just 2 more for the bonus for the Crimson Storm. Bauer's first free throw's up and good, and he's got 1 more coming. Bauer started 8 games a season ago and averaged 5.5 points and 6 rebounds in there. And he gets both free throws to go. The score now 44-35. Excuse me, 42-35 in favor of East Central. Got the scoreboard wrong there, but we got it all figured out. East Central extending some pressure here. Burns working against Bryant in the backcourt. Bryant gets into the front court, no problem. And they'll weave up top.
Beautiful ball movement.
Backdoor lob looking for Wilson. Matt Garriga undercut it. Not a good pass. And then the lead pass for Crutchfield's intercepted by Dixon the other way. So a turnover both ways there. SNU back on this end like nothing happened. Dixon, quick trigger for 3. It's long. Bauer offensive rebound. Got around Baruti and spins it back out. Bryant got Burns in the air. Top of the key. Wilson, 3-pointer. In and out, no good. And Burns clears for the Tigers. Quickly up ahead, Tyler Arnold with it. Behind the back dribble. Leaves it top of the key to Burns. Wide open 3 is perfect.
Can't give him those wide open looks. They'll make those all day long.
A little miscommunication coming back in transition for the Crimson Storm. The lead back to 10. IA with it, standing on the midcourt logo, now behind the Bauer pick. Looking for the roll, it's not there. Goes in strong, missed it with the left hand. Rebound tipped out by Baruti. Burns has it, and a palming violation is going to be called on Burns as Xavier Bryant got up in his grill. So a turnover back the other way for the Tigers as Baruti will check out. Josh Apple back in for East Central.
Bryant is really playing some stout hustle defense here in the second half, and you just got to love it.
Bryant gets it to Wilson at the right elbow extended. He drifts right, hands to Dixon. Dixon, jump stop to the elbow. Now back to Bryant up top. 9 on the shot clock. Bryant picks it up, knifes in, a lot of contact, shovels it over to Bauer, forces it in the corner to IA. Three-pointer on the way. It's good.
There it is.
Making something out of nothing there. Bauer wasn't even expecting the pass from Bryant, but then somehow managed to shovel it to IA for the 3. 45-38 East Central, 13-15 to play. Burns between the circles, between the legs, working on Bryant. Crutchfield leading with the forearm there. Wilson poked it away, but Burns recovers. And now a lot of contact there, and Burns lost the basketball. Wilson back the other way, leaves it for the trailing Dixon. Looked like he dragged his foot. That one's ripped away, and a foul is going to be called on Matt Garriga. That's going to be his second foul.
Man, SNU really has just come out with a complete change of energy from the first half. They looked sluggish. They weren't in their spots. They weren't doing anything right. And they've come out really just hustling with a lot of heart in the second half. Give credit to Adam Bohaj, halftime adjustments.
They called that one a shooting foul, which Matt Garriga didn't agree with. Not sure if I completely agree with myself. But either way, Manny Dixon at the line for 2 free throws here. Brennan Burns will check out. Romello Wilbert back in for East Central. As Manny Dixon hits the first. One more coming for the junior. He's 1 of 6 from the field. But now 7 of 9 from the foul line as he knocks down both free throws. 5-point game for the Crimson Storm as they have knifed all the way back from down 17. Arnold driving on IA, hangs and banks it in. Nice drive there by Tyler Arnold. Wilbert drawing the full court pest roll against Xavier Bryant. Bryant brings it up, no issues. IA with it up top now. Back to Bryant as he holds. Gets it to Dixon on the curl. Gallops across the lane. High floater's no good. Bauer undercut on the offensive rebound attempt. And that'll be foul number 7 on East Central. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity here. So Bauer to the line for 1-and-1. Garriga checks out with his 3rd foul.
East Central now kind of switching roles a little bit, getting themselves into foul trouble.
Big discrepancy on the fouls here in the second half. Just the 1 on SNU. Bauer just missed the free throw, and Wilbert nearly fumbled the ball out of bounds by himself. The opportunity's going to be there for SNU in the second half from the foul line. They're 7 of 9 from the stripe here in the second 20 minutes. And Apple with an elbow up around the face of Bauer trying to create position. And they get Josh Apple with the offensive foul. The player-controlled foul. No free throws here for Bauer, but that is number 8 on East Central. And the 2nd on Josh Apple. Things starting to look sour here for the Tigers. And SNU still trails by 7. Dixon drives baseline all the way to the basket. A lot of contact there, no call.
Man.
And Arnold comes away with the basketball for East Central. Driving straight down the court, looking for contact. And he got the foul on Xavier Bryant on the drive. And that is going to be the first on Bryant. That'll take us to our under 12 timeout. 11:47 to go in Bethany. 47-40. East Central still leads with the Crimson Storm on their way back. We'll be back after this. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Crimson Storm trailing East Central 47-40, 11:47 to go. Then the Crimson Storm on their way back, shipping away.
Got to give credit to the defense here for the strong start.
Wilbert looking to trigger it in, gets it into Jalen Crutchfield, who's back in the game. Working on Mo Wilson, unable to do so. Now gets it back up top, Wilbert. 16 on the shot clock. Wilbert drifts to the right wing. Back in the corner, Crutchfield. Behind the screen from Josh Apple. Quick trigger for three from the top of the key is pure from Jalen Crutchfield. He's got 12 this afternoon.
It's a tough shot.
And the lead back to double digits at 10. Dixon. Now to Wilson, right elbow extended. He hands to Bryant. Bryant spins, kept his footing. They swing it to IA. IA spins into the lane, bump, lost the basketball. Crutchfield comes away with it. Arnold blows by everyone. Reverse layup all the way is no good. Bauer has it. Man, Bauer can grab the ball. It's like he has glue on his fingers. Game high 9th rebound for Mike. Bryant, nice give and go to Bauer, and he blew the layup. Tipped out, but Akers comes away with it. Beautiful give and go there. Unable to finish. Arnold, top of the key, hands to Wilbert on the right wing. Now Crutchfield behind the screen from Apple. Gets switched on to Bauer. Crutchfield all the way to the basket, and a foul is going to be called up top. They're going to get Manny Dixon on the reach in. That's going to be number 3 on Manny. Third team foul on the Crimson Storm this half. Substitutions for SNU. Mike Bauer will check out along with Adokie IA. Nick Davis and Carlin Kinner back in. Kinner with those 4 fouls. Gonna have to be careful. Inbounds comes to Jakeem Akers. Now Apple at the right elbow. He hands to Wilbert. Wilbert turns the corner, lobs it for Apple. Left-hand shot's no good, but bit of contact there from Nick Davis as he was slow getting across on the pass.
It's 2 quick fouls for SNU. Got to make sure we don't fall back into that rhythm we were in the first half.
So first foul on Nick, and Apple at the line for 2 free throws. He's 1 for 2 today. First one's up and good for the London, England native. The official steps in to cut out the yapping that's going on between Dixon and Apple.
Little chit chat.
Probably just getting, Christmas card addresses and all that.
Yeah.
Apple rolls in the second one. He's 3 for 4 at the line today. Bryant bringing it up, down 12, nearly halfway through the second half. 52-40 our score. East Central has led for the majority of this one. Mo Wilson too strong with the left hand off the glass. Arnold quickly up to Jalen Crutchfield, and a blocking foul going to be called on Xavier Bryant. He stepped over trying to take the charge on Jalen Crutchfield. That's number 2 on Bryant and number 5 on SNU. Bryant will take a seat as IA is back in. IA leading the Crimson Storm in scoring with 12 this afternoon. Crutchfield to trigger it in, gets it into Akers. Crutchfield between the legs, working on Wilson. Step back, long 20-footer is short, and Dixon clears with his 4th rebound. Wilson on the left wing, drives all the way, trying to create space. The shot falls, but it is going to not count. A 1-and-1 opportunity for Mo Wilson as that foul on Crutchfield is his 3rd. Excuse me, no, that is his 4th personal foul. 4th foul on Jalen Crutchfield. Brennan Burns will come off the bench for him. So Wilson at the line, he's 1 of 2 there today.
Well, great job by SNU this half, just continuing to get to the line and get the chance for free points. Can't beat that.
Wilson rattles the first one in, front iron, backboard, and around and down. One more coming for the junior Northwest Classen high school product and all-state selection his senior year here in Oklahoma City. He's off the back iron with the second one. So 1 for 2 there. SNU 8 for 11 in the second half from the foul line. 14 of 20 for the game. SNU staying in a man-to-man. Arnold spins on Dixon, forces it up, missed it. Wilbert gets inside and gets the left-handed tip in.
Great tip in there.
Dixon holding on the M as East Central leads by 11. Kenner on the NCAA logo on the right side. Now Wilson top of the key. IA moves away from him. Now Wilson finds Dixon. Right wing three-pointer is online. In and out, no good. Looked absolutely perfect from our angle here. Arnold coming back the other way with it. Picks up his dribble. Now gives it over to Wilbert on the right wing. Now Burns will set things up between the circles. Burns behind the apple pick. Carlin Kenner in his hip pocket. He'll hand to Wilbert. Looking for help. He'll pull up just inside the three-point line and tried to bank it in. Missed it badly, and Dixon the other way. Wilson in the corner. Carlin Kenner drives baseline. Trying to create some space. Kicks it back out. Wilson three-pointer is good.
There it is.
Great job by Carlin Kenner attracting the defense, and Mo Wilson made him pay, knocking down his third three-pointer of the game. He's got 15. The Crimson Storm trail by 10, coming down to 8 minutes. SNU in need of some more stops. Burns gets all the way to the basket, missed the layup, and Davis has the rebound. Looked like he thought there was going to be some contact, but he didn't have it. Dixon in the corner working on Apple. Now back to Wilson. Dixon all the way across the lane. Finger roll is off the glass and good. Strong take from Manny Dixon. Just his second field goal of the game, and the lead is down to 8.
Love to see that strong finish there by Dixon.
Akers, top of the key. Now Wilbert's on the right wing. Burns with Kenner on him. Now Arnold. Wilbert trying to post up Apple. Davis doing a nice job down low. 7 on the shot clock. Arnold pivoting in the lane. Floater is good as it just crawls across the front of the rim.
Oh, the rim was his friend on that one.
Lead back to 10, 7:13 to go. Wilson with Akers on him. Now Doak with it. Kenner back to Doak. Doak chased off the line by Arnold. Leaves it back for Kenner. Kenner is hit in the face, and he's called for a travel. Guessing he just hit himself in the face there, according to the official. And that's going to take us to the under 8 timeout. 6:56 to go here in Bethany. 56-46 East Central with the lead. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. 6:56 to play. 56-46. East Central with the lead as SNU going to extend some full court pressure out of the timeout. Xavier Bryant and Mike Bauer back into the game as Nick Davis and Adokie Aye will take a seat. Burns with it between the circles for East Central. Drives all the way to the basket, float over Bauer. Looked like Bauer got a piece of it.
Great defense.
And Wilson has the rebound. Gives it up to Xavier Bryant. He'll bring it across the timeline. IA at the scorer's table set to check back in. Kenner on the right wing, up top to Bauer. Now Bryant finds himself open for three. That's an air ball, and Tyler Arnold the rebound. Wilbert driving all the way to the basket, and a foul is going to be called on Mo Wilson. Wilbert had no intention of doing anything other than drawing contact on that drive. 16 foul on the Crimson Storm, just the second on Mo Wilson. And Romello Wilbert at the line for free throws.
Unfortunate the foul called there, but you got to give Mo Wilson credit. He's got himself 4 steals and 2 blocks in this game. Way to be a disruptor on defense.
Wilbert hits the first. Bauer will check out. IA back in, so SNU goes small with the 6'5" Mo Wilson and Manny Dixon, the tallest guys out there on the court right now for the Crimson Storm.
Looking to strike fast.
Wilbert missed the second. The lead is 11. 6:15 to play. Bryant up top. He's going to drive all the way to the buckets. Left-hand shot's no good. Battle inside. Wilson comes up with the offensive rebound, and a foul. Going to be on East Central. It's going to go on Akers. That's his second.
Great job fighting for the ball there on behalf of both teams, really. Just absolutely physical game the way it should be played, fighting for the ball.
That's the 10th team foul on the Tigers, so it'll be 2 free throws the rest of the way for Southern Nazarene. Wilson's at the line. First of 2 is good.
Well, you know, I've said it once, I'll say it again. We'll take free points any way they want to give them to us.
Josh Crutchfield checks out. Josh Apple back in. It'll be a tough task inside for Mo Wilson. Wilson goes 2 for 2 at the line. The lead is 9 for East Central. 6 minutes to play, 57-48. The Tigers have led the majority of this one. SNU's last lead was at 5-4. Burns with it on the left wing. Wilson doing a nice job against the bigger Josh Apple. He's listed at 6'7", 230. Burns, hesitation all the way to the basket, and he missed the layup. Bryant the rebound. Great challenge at the rim by Wilson. Up ahead, Carlin Kenner.
Got to get something going here.
Swinging around, Wilson all the way to the basket. And a foul is going to be called on the Tigers.
Man, Mo Wilson is just loving getting to the line right now.
It's going to be on Josh Apple. That's his second. And Mo Wilson back at the line where he's 4 for 6 this afternoon. First one's off the back iron, no good. Quick score check. Arkansas Tech women leading Henderson State 87-77. 1:37 to play. Southwestern all over Southeastern as Mo Wilson goes 0 for 2. 98-65, a minute to go there. And Northwestern with 2 minutes to go is up 4 on Oklahoma Baptist. Arnold left wing, now he'll drift back to the top of the key. Hands to Romello Wilbert. Behind the Josh Apple pick. Drives, kick corner, Burns. He Euro stepped around Bryant, missed the shot, and Josh Apple somehow came up with a loose ball. Late foul call. It's going to go on Manny Dixon. That's going to be number 4 on Manny Dixon. It'll send Josh Apple to the line for 2.
Well, the last thing you want to do this late in the game is give them a chance to get points with the clock stopped.
Apple 54% at the line a season ago. He's 3 for 4 there today. First one high, arcing shot is good. Puts the lead back to 10 with 1 more to go. Mike Bauer coming to check in for Xavier Bryant. So the original starting lineup back on the court for the Crimson Storm. Apple 1 for 2. Bauer clears with his 10th rebound.
Bauer is all over the boards tonight.
In the corner, Carlin Kenner. Burns guarding him. Kenner all the way to the basket. Off the glass with the left hand is good. Carlin Kenner, the southpaw sophomore, cuts the lead to 8.
By Kenner to get in there and get the bucket.
Just the second field goal for Kenner today. He's been plagued with foul trouble. Arnold, right wing, gives it to Wilbert, and a foul is going to be called on Kenner, trailing Burns, and that's going to be number 5 on Carlin Kenner. So Carlin Kenner will foul out with 4 points and 2 steals. Played just 22 minutes today because of that foul trouble. It'll send Brennan Burns to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. That was the 8th team foul. Neither team shooting particularly well here in the second half. 7 of 20 for SNU mirrors their 7 of 20 showing in the first half. Tigers 7 of 18 from the field. Both teams have knocked down 2 3-pointers. SNU's managed to cut into the lead with a 10-4 free throw made advantage. Burns misses the free throw. Akers manages to get it as Wilson mistimed his jump as the ball hung on the front of the rim. So a fresh 20 for the Tigers as we tick down 4:15 to play. 8-point lead for East Central. SNU has gotten it down to 7 here in the second half. Burns cut off. Now Apple up top. Akers with it. He's going to have to force it up. Doesn't know it, and that's a shot clock violation.
Great job by the SNU defense there.
And that's going to take us to our last media timeout. 3:58 to play. 58-50. East Central with the lead. SNU coming back with the ball. This is SNU basketball. .358 to play here in Bethany. 58-50 our score. East Central with the lead. Crimson Storm trying to get back into it and remain perfect here in this early going of the 2020-21 season. Luke McConnell and Ben Bumpus here with you high above the court at the Sawyer Center as SNU working on offense. Manny Dixon controlling right wing, now gives it back to Mo Wilson. Jalen Crutchfield back into the game with those 4 personal fouls. Dixon turns the corner all the way to the basket, and he got it to spin home. Wow. What a take.
Wow, talk about strong under the rim.
SNU needing a stop here. Down 6, 3.5 minutes to play. Wilbert on the NCAA logo, working on Adokie AIA. Cross-court skip past Crutchfield. 3-pointer on the way is an air ball. Loose ball on the deck, and Burns comes up with it. It did not touch the rim. And the officials stop play. I don't think that hit the rim. They're going to review it.
Well, it certainly didn't look like it from this perspective.
Yeah, and that's the camera, and that's the angle they're going to be looking at is what you're looking at on your screens there through our YouTube broadcast. So there's going to be no way to tell that. So that is correct. 7 on the shot clock.
All right, 7 seconds of good defense right here.
Burns with it. Drives straight at Bryant. Pulls up from the elbow. It's no good, and Bauer the rebound. Excellent job by Mike Bauer. That's rebound number 11 for him. That's a career high. Wilson all the way to the bucket. Floater, and it goes in and out. How did that stay out? But a foul is going to be called. We'll see who this is going on. This is going to go on Wilbert. We'll see who goes to the line for free throws. It's going to be Manny Dixon. So perfect scenario here for SNU. Wilbert picks up his second foul. And Dixon at the line for free throws, 10 and 11 for the afternoon.
Well, there's still plenty of time in this game, but we got to get the ball in the hoop soon, and it's a nice thing to be able to take advantage of this scoring with the ball stopped, the clock stopped.
Shout out assistant coach Andrew Hudeberg out there with the sweat mop, with and giving some coaching pointers while he's over there. That's what I call making the most of your time. So Dixon at the line for 2 free throws, 2:55 to play. First one is pure, 58-53 our score. Jakeem Akers coming back in for the Tigers. Then Wilbert will take a seat. One more coming for the junior, and it's good. It's a 4-point game, 2:53 to play, 58-54. Crimson Storm trying to battle back. They were down 14 at halftime, as many as 17 in the first half. Crutchfield with it on the right wing, hands it back to the freshman Burns, and Bryant got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Adam Bohach, Ryan Mahoney exasperated on the sideline. Completely unnecessary foul there from Xavier Bryant. That's his third. It'll send Burns to the line for 2 free throws. Did not score in 13 minutes against SWASU, but he leads the team with 14 points off the bench tonight. Hits the first free throw, and one more coming.
Well, this just isn't what you want to the end of the game, where you're fighting for possession and fighting against the clock.
Second one from Burns is up and good. So 3 points there for the Tigers. They extend some full court pressure here with 2:38 to play. Inbounds comes to Bryant in the backcourt. Burns remains in his hip pocket as he has all afternoon. Plenty of time here for the Crimson Storm. Bryant, nice job keeping his foot. Nice block by Crutchfield coming over. IA, 3-pointer on the way, is off the back iron, no good, and Akers has the rebound. Good look for Doak, but it was long off the back iron. SNU needing to play defense here. Coming down to 2 minutes and a 6-point lead for the Tigers. Burns all the way baseline, leaves it for Akers. Akers crossover on IA, gets inside, blocked by IA, and a jump ball is called. It's going to stay with East Central on the alternating possession arrow with 1:57 to play, 6 on the shot clock.
Great job by IA for not letting his man run him over, keeping those hands up and stopping that ball.
Burns will inbound. Inbound comes to Apple. He spins away from Bauer and lays it in. Bauer nearly poked that away, but Apple was able to get his hands on it and get the steal or the layup. IA all the way to the basket, fouled by Apple, and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Good quick drive there by the Crimson Storm, and IA to the line with 1:44 to play, down 62-54.
Got to do what we did just right there. Got to strike fast.
IA's first free throw is up and good. One more coming here for the UTSA transfer. Second one's also good. 6-point game, 1:44 to play, 62-56. Burns bringing it up against the pressure from Bryant, and Bauer kicks it out of bounds. Good quick reflex there from Bauer. And a timeout going to be called by Chris Crutchfield. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Ben, SNU obviously in need of stops, but also getting into the area of quick points as well with just 1:38 to play.
Yeah, we've done a great job of getting to the line this second half, and if we can keep doing that, that's great. But it means nothing if we can't get any stops. We can score as much as we want, but we've got to stop them from doing it first. So we need some stops here.
Just a reminder, today's sponsor, Tinker Federal Credit Union. TFCU is the largest credit union in Oklahoma. Transfer and save your high-rate credit cards to the all-new TFC Visa Platinum card you can trust. Stop by their location right across the street from SNU at 6750 Northwest 39th Expressway in Bethany. Thank you, Tinker Federal Credit Union, for your support of SNU athletics. So just a quick reset here. One more foul for the Crimson Storm would be 2 free throws for the Tigers. Tigers already over the foul limit. Carlin Kinner is fouled out. Manny Dixon has 4. Jalen Crutchfield has 4, and that's about it as far as the foul situation go. And now Xavier Bryant has 4. So you got right in the grill of Brennan Burns and apparently violated the cylinder. So 2 free throws here for Burns. First one's up and good.
Well, it's one thing to foul instead of giving an easy layup, but you certainly don't want to foul all the way down court and just give him a free shot at the line.
Karsten Berg will check in for Bryant. He'll head to the bench with those 4 fouls. Burns goes 2 for 2. And the lead is back to 8 with 1:36 to play. Crimson Storm going to have to hurry.
Got to move here.
Wilson all the way to the baseline. Managed to keep his feet, and a quick timeout by Adam Bohach.
Wilson doing it all himself on that last play.
30-second timeout. We will keep it here once again. So still a 6-point game. 2 free throws the rest of the way for both teams.
Yeah, we got to do a good job of not letting them get to the line. We got to get to the line and not let them get to the line. Easier said than done, but it's something we've been really good at here in the second half. If we can keep that going, we can make up those 6 points awful quick.
1:28 to play in a 2-possession game still. It's borderline play it out. Certainly you could extend it, but with the limited depth of the Crimson Storm, got to imagine that SNU will just play this out possession by possession and wait one more go-round to start doing the foul game, especially with Bryant and Dixon both with 4 personal fouls.
I imagine you can still win this game on the floor. It's not over to the foul game yet.
Inbounds comes to Akers. The double team comes quickly. Lost the basketball, but Arnold able to grab it. And the foul is going to be called on Manny Dixon. And that'll be number 5 on Manny. Not sure what transpired there. It didn't look like there was a lot of contact between him and Arnold.
A little confusion there. I'm not sure either.
But Karsten Berg will be in for the duration now as Manny Dixon fouls out with 15 points and 5 rebounds. 3 of 11 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3-point range. Did go 9 of 11 from the foul line. So the Crimson Storm will be doing this without Dixon and Kinner.
Well, you hate to see Dixon foul out, but it's never a bad thing to get fresh legs in the game with Karsten Berg. Let's see if he can have an impact here.
Arnold misses the first free throw, uncharacteristic for him. An 86% foul shooter a year ago. Had a strong finish down the stretch, 16.5 points per game over the last 6, including 7 free throw attempts per game, and he missed them both.
Ball don't lie, apparently.
SNU quickly the other way. Wilson all the way to the basket. Left-hand shot's too strong. Arnold has the rebound. And now it's poked away from behind by Wilson. It's saved to IA. Oh, and he stepped on the sideline and went crashing hard into the scorer's table.
Well,
and he seems to be okay.
He's a tough guy.
Tremendous hustle there by the junior Mo Wilson. Nearly had an incredible steal and save after missing the shot at the basket.
he's really doing it all himself here. I mean, he has been special in this second half.
They'll reset the shot clock as they ruled that that did not constitute possession for Mo Wilson. So 25 on the shot clock, 1:11 on the game clock. Inbound comes to Arnold in the backcourt. Up ahead to Akers. Double team comes and a quick foul by Berg on Jakeem Akers, which is a good strategy. Akers 58% a season ago. He's 1 for 2 today.
Well, with us being in foul trouble, you're glad it's Berg that was able to commit the foul there, as he has only one now.
Akers' first one is woefully short. One more coming. East Central leaving the door open here just slightly for the Crimson Storm, and they've got to get points. Second one is good. 7-point game, and that was huge as it makes it a 3-possession game.
See if we can find a way to kick that door down.
Wilson behind the back. Up top, Bryant. Three-pointer is on the way, and short. IA, offensive rebound, and bucket is good. 57 seconds to go, 5-point game. In the corner, Burns. He's double-teamed, and a foul comes. I believe they're going to get Berg again. That's number 2. And it'll send Burns back to the line. We'll see if Karsten Berg can use all 5 of his fouls in a minute.
Well, that'd be impressive.
So Burns at the line for 2. Team high 18 points. He's 4 for 5 at the charity stripe today. An impressive game, homecoming game for the freshman from Bethany. Hits the first and one more coming.
Got to take advantage here. Get this ball back.
Hits them both. The lead back to 7 with 56 seconds to go. Wilson quickly into the front court. Behind the Bauer pick. Now hesitates. Drives all the way on Josh Apple. Lost the basketball, and Burns has it. Up ahead to Arnold, and he'll pull it back out to burn clock. Skips it over to Akers. And the Tigers playing keep away now. And Berg finally gets the foul on Jalen Crutchfield. And with 36.5 seconds to go, that just might about do it here at the Sawyer Center.
Well, nothing short of something spectacular to be able to save it now, but great effort by Crimson Storm here in the second half. Just doesn't seem like it's quite enough quite yet.
First one's up and good for Crutchfield. Second one in and out. Bauer coming the other way. IA, quick trigger for 3 is short. Burns has the rebound, and Wilson wraps him up. That should just about wrap this one up. 27.3 seconds to go, 68-60. East Central with the lead and looking to extend that to more with Burns at the line to add to his 20 points, which is a game high. And just a reminder, we'll have head coach Adam Bohach right after we are done here this afternoon, and you can find that in separate stream on the SNU Athletics YouTube channel. For those of you listening on Crossover Radio Sports, we'll wrap things up right after the final buzzer and sign off to get situated for our post-game talk with Adam Bohach. Wilson all the way to the bucket. He's bumped and fouled, missed the layup. That's going to be the 5th foul on Jalen Crutchfield.
Well, you know, one good takeaway here is that Mo Wilson has really found his groove driving to the lane, through the lane rather.
Certainly is taking advantage of his new role. A lot of ball handling for Wilson after playing that 4 position a season ago. Still kind of in that 4 role, but he's definitely handled the ball a lot more than he has in the past 2 years for the Crimson Storm.
Well, he's shown he's certainly up for the challenge today. He's done a great job of handling the ball and spacing and getting his teammates to the places where they need to be.
Best part is at least he's healthy. He missed the last month and a half of the season. He got injured January 25th at Southern Arkansas and missed the rest of the year after that. Of course, that did allow freshmen Nick Davis and Mike Bauer to have an expanded role, and they performed those roles admirably down the stretch of the season, and certainly gives you more hope for this season with the experience that they were able to gain. Wilson goes 2 for 2 at the line, 70-62. Burns has it. Gets it up ahead to Arnold and to Garriga across half court. And IA will tap him for the foul. Excuse me, an incidental whistle there. Is that Chris Crutchfield asking why that wasn't a foul call. Apparently just an incidental whistle here. Garriga gets it into Arnold, who dribbled it off his foot out of bounds. There are about 30 more seconds. We'd be a little bit more, it'd have a little bit more ramifications with 10.9 seconds to go.
Nothing
Probably
short of a miracle here.
Well, we might just do more to affect the final margin. Wilson all the way to the bucket. Left-hand layup is good. 7 seconds to play. 6-point lead for the Tigers. Akers gets it in the corner to Arnold, who's wrapped up and fouled by IA with 5 seconds to play. You got 5 fouls, may as well use them.
Absolutely.
5.1 seconds left. Tyler Arnold back to the line for free throws. Arnold hits the first and has one more coming. Goes 2 for 2 there. 3 for 6 from the line today for 9 points.
The last possession here, probably.
Bryant forces up the three-pointer over Burns. It's short, and that'll do it here in Bethany this afternoon. 72-64. East Central comes in and gets the win over Southern Nazarene. And Ben, as we wrap things up here, a tough loss for the Crimson Storm. Really just the first half margin too much to overcome for SNU.
Yeah, I think just need to find some more consistency in the way we play. We came out of the second half really strong, kind of slowed down a little bit. And I think just kind of being more consistent with our scoring efforts is going to help us go a long way, not to mention being completely inconsistent in the first half.
Crimson Storm finished the game with 19 turnovers. 14 of those came in the first half, so just 5 turnovers in the second half. Ben, 10 for the Tigers, but SNU ultimately unable to do quite enough with that. They did turn those into 19 points, but probably could have done a little bit more with that, and the paint points ultimately the biggest difference and discrepancy on the board at 38-24.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, we're looking at a completely different game if we had played just a little bit better in the second half. I mean, we ended up having a really close game here. Just unfortunate the way that not just SNU, but really both these teams played in the first half. Just ECU was able to take more advantage of those points off turnovers than we were.
And we'll run through the final stats for you. SNU finishes 36% from the field, 6 of 20 from three-point range, 22 of 30 from the foul line. East Central 51% for the game, buoyed by that 61.5% shooting in the first half. 50% from three-point range at 5 of 10, and 19 of 29 from the foul line. Individually for SNU, Mo Wilson led the way, 23 points. Also had 4 steals, 2 blocks for the game. 16 points for Adokie IA, 15 points for Manny Dixon before fouling out late in the second half. 4 points for Mike Bauer. Also had a career-high 13 rebounds. 4 points for Carlin Kenner in just 22 minutes. He dealt with foul trouble all afternoon. 2 points for Nick Davis off the bench. And Xavier Bryant, 24 tough minutes for him. 0 for 8 from the field, 0 for 4 from three-point range for a scoreless afternoon. Individually for East Central, the hometown kid, Brennan Burns, 22 points, 7 rebounds. It was a game high, or team high, 22 points for him. 13 points for Jalen Crutchfield before he fouled out late. Those are the only 2 players in double figures for East Central. 9 points for Tyler Arnold, 8 for Josh Apple. Arnold also had a team high 8 rebounds. 7 for Romello Wilbert, along with 7 rebounds. 4 points for Jonathan Baruti, 3 points for Matt Garriga, 4 points for Jakeem Akers, and 2 points for Jaron Jackson, who picked up 2 fouls in the first half and did not play at all in the second half. So any final thoughts from you, Ben, after the 72-64 loss for the Crimson Storm today? Snaps a 13-game home winning streak for SNU in conference play. Any final thoughts from you?
Well, it's a tough loss, but I think we got to sit and kind of take away the positive. You know, look at the silver linings. Mo Wilson really kind of came into his own this game as a ball handler. He was able to drive, get to the rim, and I think Bauer was able to have his way on the defensive end. Had a little bit of struggle offensively, but I'm excited to see the presence he plays in the paint going forward.
So that's going to do us on the Crossover Radio side. Thanks for tuning in. This will be your home for SNU basketball all season long, home and away. Reminder, our next game here at the Sawyer Center, 5:30 p.m. tip time for SNU and Oklahoma Baptist. A huge game for the Crimson Storm. Oklahoma Baptist, one of the favorites in the Great American Conference this year, and it'll be a tough test for the Crimson Storm, but certainly one they'll be looking forward to, especially getting back on the right foot. We'll have pregame coverage starting at 5:15 p.m. right here on Crossover Radio Sports. For those of you watching on the SNU Athletics YouTube channel, be sure to click over to our post-game stream. We'll get that fired up and talk with head coach Adam Bohach in just a few moments here on the SNU Athletics Video Network. For all of us here on the SNU Athletics side, good night from the Sawyer Center, and be sure to tune in on the post-game here in just a moment.